talking points. But yeah, I thought it was a decent night. Obviously, the bigger fallout is what's happening with AEW at the moment. That's going through quite the fallout, and we are seeing developing situations on that this evening. I'm sure that's going to be our major talking point. I'm sure that's what most people are going to want to discuss. There was just, literally about 5 minutes ago, an article that just dropped. I'm just going to quickly read that because some of you might not have seen it. We did just touch on it at the end of the Wrestling Escape Pods, but we didn't really go through all of it. So there's some interesting stuff in this article. Basically, the big takeaway is that it seems like CM Punk is injured, but it seems like that injury was not caused by the backstage altercation. It seems like the injury was actually something that happened during the match. So it does seem like CM Punk has picked up another injury again, which is just, horrific. This whole thing is horrific. Really could be the end of CM Punk being in AEW. But even if it's not, if say he gets suspended, he might be out for a while that way. And even if it's not that, then he might have picked up an injury. So this whole thing is just an epic disaster. I would imagine that Tony Khan is just absolutely pulling his hair out. But Fightful selectors learnt more about the fight that went down. Told people close, as being told by people close to the Ace Steel CM Punk side. So people that are siding with CM Punk and Ace Steel, this is what they're saying. So after the scrum, the Young Bucks approached Punk's locker room. Punk wasn't answering the door. After being in a long match, he was bloodied and finished with an emotional media scrum. The Bucks were said to have pounded on the door with claims that they kicked the door down. Ace Steel's wife was in the room, which is what Steel had told people set him off and made him go ballistic, throwing chairs and ending up biting someone. The claim made from him was that he was looking out for his wife above everything else. So, Punk's in there, doors closed. His wife is in there looking after Larry. Young Bucks arrive, start pounding on the door. Punk's not answering it. They start kicking the door down. And, Ace Steel, obviously worried about his wife. I can't imagine the Bucks doing anything to his wife. So I don't know how much water that's going to hold, to be honest. But, your emotions can get away with you, can't they? So I can understand him being jittery. I can understand him not thinking straight. You've got a load of very angry guys around. Your wife's in there. There's a lot of macho bravado as well. I'd imagine that he's going to want to be seen to, standing up for her and everything. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that's a good excuse to go biting a man personally, but well, we'll see. So yeah, it said that he was looking out for her. From what we've heard, Omega didn't seem nearly as upset initially, but things got out of hand and he ended up being bitten, which is amazing. I do talk about macho and bravado. I don't know if biting a man kind of falls into that category, but hey-ho. We're told the fight was very long altercation and that the talk back and forth did not stop after the brawl. There are rumours that CM Punk injured his tricep during the fracas. However, those near to him saying that happened during a dive during the main event. He was seen icing it after the scrum. Not been told of the severity, but we are told Punk was hurt going into that backstage fight. We need to point out, this is what we've heard one side of the story. We've not heard much up until this point. There are rumours rampant that Steel and Punk are both done with AEW. There are rumours that they are gone. But those close have not been informed of that yet. Virtually all of the roster believe that if Punk and Steel aren't let go, heavy amends will need to be made. So, look, the latest on it is exactly that. There's a lot of talk going on at the moment. There's a lot of stuff that's being said. There's a lot of rumors and things along those lines. There's very little in the way of concrete. But, obviously we'll keep an eye on the situation, and as it unfolds, we will obviously bring that news. what I will say is that Sean Ross Sapp earlier tweeted out, "Oh boy." You had Dave Meltzer saying it's going to become very apparent soon that this was not a work. There's talk of legal action as well, and they're saying that they're expecting Ace Steel in particular to be sued for biting. But I would imagine there will be countersues and all of this kind of stuff. If you think that this is going to settle down and calm down, I think again. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see how these guys can work together. I don't see a way forwards with all of these guys staying in the same company, because I think we're about to embark on legal cases. I think there's a lot of bad feelings towards each other. I don't know that you can get them in a room and get this sorted. I mean, that would be the ideal situation. If I was Tony, I'd be like, let's try and get this sorted. No one wants anyone being sued. No one wants any charges being pressed. Let's just try and get everyone into a room and see if we can get this situation dealt with that way. But I just don't see it. I just can't see it. I just can't see them getting into a room. I think the comments that CM Punk made were so personal, so explosive, that there was always going to be a reaction. He had to know there was going to be a reaction. Of course, you can't predict that it's going to be a physical reaction. You can't predict that it's going to be an actual altercation, but I think undoubtedly you had to know that they're not just going to sit back, take those kind of comments and not come back with something themselves. So, yeah, I mean, look, this is where we are. A lot of people seemingly blaming CM Punk, saying that he shouldn't have made those comments, should have been dealt with a different way. And hard to argue, to be honest. Hard to argue. I mean, CM Punk feels like he was mistreated, and rather than being the bigger man, and rather than taking the high ground, it seems like he's just got deep down in the mud and actually made it muddier. So, yeah, it's a wild situation. James said, "Hi, Daze. Dynamite tomorrow is not to be missed." I completely agree. I mean, they could break 2 million tomorrow. People are going to tune in to see what is said. I mean, will the Acclaimed make a reference to it? How can they not, really? The thing is, someone said, I can't remember who, but someone was like, do you think MJF will talk about it on Wednesday? And it's like, on the one hand, it's like, how can he not? How can you just ignore the elephant that's in the room? How can you not say anything about the biggest talking point in wrestling? But equally, we are talking legal action. We are talking people losing their jobs. Like, it's really hard to see Ace Steel staying. But I said the other day, like, I could see CM Punk turning around, saying, like, well, if Ace Steel goes, I go. And then that's going to make things tricky as well, aren't they? That's going to make things tricky. So, yeah, this is just a wild situation, really wild situation. Like, honestly, like something I just can't recall seeing before. I mean, all those little backstage arguments, you know, we heard about Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. Those kind of things I think are pretty normal. I think that Becky and Charlotte have legitimately fallen out. And I think there's some, like, you know, heat there. And you hear about these things from time to time, you know, these things do happen. But what we're seeing now is, like, just next level stuff, man. Next level stuff. I mean, there have been fights backstage. There's been fights backstage at, like, you know, various shows over the years. But again, it's not a regular occurrence. And AEW are, like, what, 3 years in? I don't even think they're 3 years in. Less than 3 years in. And I have to say, if you're going to have weak management, then you are going to have a problematic team. And this is, in my eyes, weak management. The fact that Tony sat there and did not shut CM Punk down is staggering. It is staggering. Like, I think when he is talking about how the comments affected him, and stuff like that, I can kind of understand that being left to ride. But the Colt Cabana is still under an AEW contract. So, you know, when he's talking about Colt, if he wants to talk about how things have affected him, that's fine. But when he's actually talking specifically about Colt and then talking about EVPs and just going off like, I don't understand why Tony didn't turn around and say, Phil, this isn't the place. Like a comment like that of this isn't the place. I mean, look, does CM Punk go off on one then? Maybe he does. But I mean, maybe we were at a point where that situation couldn't have been saved anyway. But I think what you can't afford to do is just sit there, keep your head down, and just let all of this just come out for the world to see. It's crazy. It's crazy. We will obviously answer questions, look into it. There might even be other tweets and things that come out, because they have been heavily teasing tonight developments on this story. So there was a tweet from Sean Ross Sapp. I did a separate video on that because, to be honest, I shouldn't be shocked, but reading the reports and the rumors that there is now a good chunk of people thinking CM Punk has gone. Inside the AEW roster right now, there is a good chunk of people thinking this is it. Thinking that Ace Steel and CM Punk are done. And there's no way back. Just reading that, I mean, could you imagine if last week we said that? Imagine if last week we said that this week it would be heavily reported from Sean Ross Sapp, Dave Meltzer, that the AEW locker room feels that this is the end of CM Punk being in AEW. Like, you'd be like, why? Where would that come from? And then like, well, here we are. It's crazy, isn't it? Sean Mack said, I can't believe it's been 25 months. Sean Mack, shout out to you, buddy. Really appreciate the support, pal. Really appreciate it. Just Nick. I love Just Nick. Big fan of Just Nick. Big fan of Just Nick. I was trying to talk to Just Nick on the Wrestling Escape pod, but just wasn't having it. 3 whole months and more to come. Just Nick, hope you're well, dudes. I need to get that Discord thing fixed. The great thing about the Wrestling Escape pods is like we do go on and talk to people, but for some reason this week it just was not working. So I'll get it sorted for next week. And yeah, I need to actually send the link out as well and open it up to even more people. So we'll look to do that as well. It's good on a Tuesday. Open it up and just start chatting to people and see what people's thoughts are. So I will get that fixed for next week. Why would WWE want Punk? All CM Punk has ever cared about is CM Punk, says Jim. Dexy said, imagine you sue someone and then the company you work with bring him there. CM Punk is right. They are not the right guys for the VPs. This thinks are not right for 2022. Apparently, Chadwick has sent AEW's official statements. Okay. Let's have a look. Right now, I've just got a picture of Braun Strowman in hot pants on my screen. Thank you, everyone, for that. Right, let's go. Notifications. Sean Ross Sapp. Stone Cold coming out of retirement is not even in the top 5 big stories of this week. What was that? 56 minutes ago. No, I can't see anything unless it's a message. Nope. No, the last thing that I've been sent was 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, but nothing of an official statement. Nothing of an official statement. All eyes are on this. Everyone is looking for this information. That's why when we do get anything even remotely interesting, like, we're just putting it out there. But nothing official yet. Nothing official yet. Right, let me try and get back to the chat. Punk should have never come. It's been downhill since, says Tahil. Punk wouldn't wrestle anymore. His contract is guaranteed $3 million a year. James said it was fake. I deleted it. No worries. All Out didn't even happen. I know, it's mental, innit? It's mental. I mean, this is crazy. This is one of the biggest stories of the year. I mean, it's all anyone's focused on. It's all anyone's talking about. And, of course, it happens the exact same day that MJF comes back. I mean, MJF just can't get a break, man, can he? Just cannot get a break. For me, that situation was a work. They've brought him back. He's in the title match now. You know, all this kind of stuff. for me, that stuff was a work. It might turn out that the MJF stuff wasn't a work, who knows? This stuff, I've no doubt, wasn't. I don't buy this as a work at all. I think this is absolutely legit. But it's absolutely wild. MJF, I feel so sorry for him. He was away for so long trying to get that story over. And in the end, they kind of scrap it because everyone's talking about Vince, Triple H. We need to just get MJF back. Ratings are pretty, they're all right, but they're not growing. We're around 1 million. We need MJF back, so we bring MJF back, and then boom, all this happens on the exact same day. It's mental. Jim said Tony Khan had to know what kind of person Punk is before signing him. Punk is the real toxic attraction in wrestling. Jeremy said we need the Elite and Hangman versus Punk Osprey. He legit hates Omega and FTR in a cage. Neil Nell said the Young Bucks and Kenny should be removed as EVPs. Lance said Tony looked uncomfortable. McLean said it feels like almost every month we're saying the biggest story of 2022. I know, yeah. This has got to be one of the most craziest years. It's got to be. Sasha Naomi, Vince retiring, Triple H taking over, the MJF walking out story. I mean, it's true. Sean Ross Sapp is true. He's saying, like, Stone Cold wrestling his last match is not even in the top 5 biggest stories of this year. Stone Cold Steve Austin coming back and wrestling his last match is not even one of the top 5 biggest stories of the year. Mohammed said, maybe we get Mustafa Ali tonight. Roxanne against Meiko tonight. Yes. Who would have thought just over a year ago one of the biggest returns in wrestling history would end up like this just 13 months later? Tarek said, are you excited for NXT? I was excited to talk to you guys. So I was excited to do the stream. I think with NXT, the jury is still out for me because I've not been a big fan of 2.0. I did enjoy Worlds Collide, but I didn't think it was mind-blowing. I probably enjoyed Heatwave more, actually. I thought the Go Home NXT was so-so. The week before that was pretty good. So we'll see. We'll see where we are tonight. So am I looking forward to it? Yeah. I mean, I'm certainly not dreading it, or I'm not hating on it or anything. So, I'm looking forward to it. But I must admit, just sitting down after everything that's happened and just getting an opportunity to talk to you guys, that probably was more exciting to me because there's just so much going on that it's just interesting to know what people have heard, what's the latest rumors. In fact, there's another tweet that's come in. Oh, it's nothing. Every time Sean Ross Sapp's tweets, now you're just like, is this it? Is this the announcement? It really feels like there is an announcement that's on the way. I don't know what Dave Meltzer said. The belief is that no one involved in the fracas will be at TV tomorrow and the other top stars not booked originally will be there. A lot of talk of suspensions, but that is not official. Dave Meltzer said it's not a work. There's a lot of legal situations. It can be very messy. I think that's one of the reasons why no one in AEW is allowed to talk. That's true, actually. We heard that a lot of people, Punk, Ace Steel, Bucks, Kenny, no one's saying anything. But I think that this is hopefully something that we get an update on. Just got distracted because I was reading this from Dave Meltzer. Dave, who is the biggest drawing star in the history of wrestling? That's a really interesting question. And he said, based on dominance, Jim Londos, who I really don't know a great deal about. Jim Londos. I mean, my understanding is NWA, but I don't know much about him at all. So, based on dominance, Jim Londos. I wonder how he got to that. You see, look, say what you want about his star ratings, but he knows a lot of stuff when it comes to wrestling, so that's interesting. That makes me want to really dig into Jim Londos now. Based on a number of total fans paying to see him over a career, Hulk Hogan. Based on a short period time peak, Steve Austin and The Rock. And there are others in discussion. That's really interesting. That's really interesting. You see, now, if I wasn't live, I would be looking into Jim Londos. That's how you fall down these, wormholes. Sources are saying Punk is not leaving. Khan has arranged a meeting with Punk to get his sides. Source says Tony Khan does not. What source is this, though? Because there's a lot of fake news out there, buds. A lot of fake news. I'm not saying this is fake, but sources are saying Punk is not leaving. Khan has arranged a meeting with Punk to get his sides. That much known. Source says Tony Khan does not believe in punishments. What source? What source? Cabana, Anna, shout out to you. Cabana was there before Punk. If the history was still a problem, then Tony should have known. Punk is the bigger talent, but does talent outweigh trouble? Interesting. I think this has been growing and growing. I think that this needed to be dealt with at the very start, to be honest. I wonder if some of this should have been dealt with. To my knowledge, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, I can't remember CM Punk talking about Colt Cabana since he came in. And I think a lot of people have wondered, how are they going to work together? And obviously what they've done is they've just kept them apart, right? So they've kept them apart, and that's absolutely fine. But the thing that's triggered this is the Colt isn't seen on TV as much now. And apparently he's been moved more to Ring of Honor. So the talk was CM Punk has had that done. CM Punk's behind that. So what triggered all of this was an interview that happened with Tony, where I think the question was asked about, is CM Punk the reason that Colt Cabana has been moved to Ring of Honor? And in all fairness, Tony made it very clear, no, CM Punk has nothing to do with that. This is nothing to do. And so he shot it down. He shot it down. He was like, no, he answered it. And he was like, I shot it down. But obviously it hasn't gone away. It reared itself again at the press conference. Only this time CM Punk had to answer it. And he just went off. I do wonder if we had have addressed this last year. If CM Punk had said, look, I don't care about Colt Cabana. I don't care. We've obviously had issues in the past. I'll admit I'm not looking to work with him, but I'm not looking to stand in his way either. Like, whatever he does, whatever happens with him, that is nothing to do with me. I am here to focus on me. I'm here to focus on me. But I will admit, I don't have any aspirations to work with him. I don't want to be in matches with him or anything like that. But I'm not looking for him to leave. Or I wonder if that conversation would have just satisfied everyone. I wonder if that conversation would have just came across to everyone and everyone would have been like, okay, at least we know where we stand. And then maybe people wouldn't have been guessing all the time about what the relationship's like. But saying that, even if you'd have done that, as soon as Colt Cabana was moved to Ring of Honor, people still would have spoke, wouldn't they? People still would have said stuff. So maybe this was just a situation that you just could not win. Maybe this was just a situation that was always going to happen. I don't know, innit? So, yeah, interesting, Anna. It is true, Cabana was there before Punk. Does talent outweigh trouble? I mean, what do you do? What do you do? I do feel sorry for Tony, because you can't really fire Colt Cabana. He hasn't done anything wrong, and he can have you for unfair dismissal. I certainly think once his contract's up, you just let him go, which again might upset people, but that's the truth. I really think you let him go. I think that it's just going to be speculation whilst he's around. These stories are always going to be there about how can they work together, how can they get along. So sadly, I think once his contract's up, I think you do let him go. I don't know when his contract was up though. I don't know how close we were to that. I don't know if that's something they were working towards secretly. Like, you know, maybe that was something that was said to Punk of like, look, I want to keep him around because if I let him go before, it'll be unfair dismissal. I've got no grounds to release him. I have to honour the contract, but I won't renew it. Either way, we haven't got to that point, have we? And all this drama has happened, so. Yeah. Nate Ross Vape said, of course I have AEW tickets for the 28th. Well, I mean, look, I mean, I don't know who you're going to be seeing, but it's still not a bad time to go. The only problem is I think you can pretty much guarantee you won't be seeing CM Punk. I can't see, there's no way that we're not going to see a fallout to this. There's no way. I mean, someone's going. Even if it's just a steal, someone's going. I just can't, I don't see how they can work together. I just can't see it. 420 Benton said, sources have said Tony Khan is sitting in a dark room somewhere, wondering what the heck is going on. Philip said, do you think if Punk leaves, they will lose viewers? I think they will in the long run, yes. Yes, I do. I think that I think this is a massive problem. I mean, what do you compare it to? I mean, do you compare it to WCW losing Hulk Hogan in like 94? Like he comes in and he goes and, you know, that's a massive star that you've lost. And then maybe you never get to do the Hogan heel turn and you never get the NWO and who knows how they could have used CM Punk. What Punk definitely gives you is he definitely gives you eyeballs. People definitely tune in to watch CM Punk. He is their needle mover. He is a massive star. He is someone that even if you didn't know about Omega and you didn't know about the Bucks, you know about CM Punk. And it's hard for us to sit here and, as wrestling fans, kind of really take that into account. But if you think about it, there's a lot of people that don't watch New Japan and they only watch WWE. And as a result, like Young Bucks ain't going to resonate. Hangman isn't going to resonate. Kenny Omega isn't going to resonate. Moxley will. Moxley will resonate. Danielson will. He will resonate. But I think their biggest needle mover, their biggest star was CM Punk. He was the biggest. So with him going, yes, I think it undoubtedly takes a knock. Not at first, because, I mean, everyone's tuning in tomorrow. It's going to be one of the most watched shows of the year. Everyone wants to see the reaction and the fallout to this and what comments are made and what statements are made and everything like that. So I do expect the ratings for Wednesday to be very, very good. But once we're past that initial intrigue, then yeah, I think if Punk goes, I think you will see it settle down to a lower number. I think even if it's just like 900,000 and they lose, say, 50,000, it could be something along those lines. But I would be very surprised if I mean, you take CM Punk out and the numbers stay the same. That would suggest that he does nothing for what, 12 million? I don't even know how many millions he gets paid. I don't know how many millions actually. Now I've said that, but I was under the impression it was around the 10 mark. But either way, like, he's got to be a needle mover. He's got to be. The amount of money they are paying him, the fact he's their top babyface, the fact they keep putting the title on him suggests that he is their top star. I mean, he's, you know, just main evented All Out. I've got to think you take him out and then, yeah, the ratings will drop. It might only be 50,000. I mean, I couldn't tell you how much by, but I would have to think there would be an impact on the ratings. Otherwise, why give him all that money? Why have him? If he's doing nothing to the ratings, why have him? I'll tune into Dynamite with guest host Jerry Springer. Jerry. Richard said AEW lawsuits will be filed September 29th. Jericho will ruin it September 28th. Punk is not a draw. They're getting the same ratings now as they was before. The only thing I'd say about that is that we don't know if over time the ratings wouldn't have declined. So there's every chance that, you've got Omega and you've got Bucks, but had they have not brought anyone in, could it have gone from 900 to 850 to 825 to 775? Could it have been that if you didn't bring people in, it was doing that? But actually what you've done is you've brought in Danielson, so we go back up again. And then we start coming back down, and then you bring in Punk, and so it goes back up again. So it could be that he is a ratings draw, because without him, we would have declined down to a lower number. Just because it's like, if you look at the bigger picture, it's largely a flat line. It might not tell the whole picture. It might be that actually there would have been a decline. We would be at, say, 750 now if it wasn't for Punk. If it wasn't for Danielson, it wasn't for Punk. And we were still just relying on, say, Omega, Moxley, Young Bucks, we could be at 750. It's all speculation, isn't it? I mean, I feel like he does bring something. I feel like, Rampage, what was it, 1.2 million tuned in for his segment on Rampage. I have to think that, you keep putting the belt on him. They hold steady at about 950. Sometimes they do dip, and recently they have dipped up above that million mark. I've got to think if you take Punk out, it's going to affect the ratings. Otherwise, why have him? Why have him? Why have him there? Why pay all that money? Why keep putting the belt on him? Why all that? I've got to think that just listening to Tony Khan, he says that Punk's ratings are like, he went down a whole list, didn't he, of like how quickly the shows sell out, how big Punk's ratings are, what his YouTube numbers are. I think he brings quite a bit. But clearly he brings a lot of drama as well. So, Deadman said if Punk is hurt again, he isn't going to last much longer anyway, says Deadman talking. Brett said, I don't see Young Bucks Kenny leaving. They are draws, but where would they go after AEW? I'd have to think back to New Japan. Unless they were open to go into WWE. I mean, Triple H might be tempted to bring them in if he felt that that was the right move. I mean, it would be tempting to bring the Elite into WWE, wouldn't it? Imagine that. Imagine the stories you could tell if you did get the Bucks and Kenny. I mean, what does AEW look like without Bucks and Kenny? I mean, a lot of those fans are only there because of being the Elite, and this thing was kind of set up by them. I mean, what does it look like if you take them out? It feels like, you can't... I just don't see how you survive with all of them in the same company. I know that's dramatic. And I'm sure there's people going, nah, there's a way forwards. But it's like, how? I mean, we are literally talking about lawsuits. We're talking about an actual fight and biting and lawsuits. And it's like, how do they get along? How? They haven't been. I mean, this has been like built in, and obviously, it's not as if this is the only incident. There was the Hangman promo, the response from Punk. Now here we are. So there's been a gradual build to this. This was a bottle that had been shook up before, and it was ready. And the press conference, we took the lid off, and it went. Hayden said, "How are you? I'm doing good, buds. I'm doing good." I feel like we should talk about NXT as well. I mean, it's hard, isn't it? 'Cause this is where the conversation is. So, it is what it is. But let's just quickly talk about NXT. So tonight, geez Louise. Well, that is quite the picture. We've got an image of Mandy Rose, which is her doing the Shawn Michaels thing. She's got the NXT women's belt down across her lower half. She's got the NXT UK belt across her breasts. Quite the image. And it was tweeted out by NXT. I'm not just perving on her account, by the way. I've literally gone onto the main NXT account, and there she is. We've got Roxanne Perez against Meiko. We've got Nikki and Doudrop taking on Toxic Attraction. We've got Ricochet against Trick Williams. He's bout it. We've got Fraser against Axiom, best of 3. And we've got Wesley taking on J.D. Ronald McDonald. So we've got all of that going on tonight. I'm going to quote tweet this. How can the IWC spend so long focusing on CM Punk and AEW news when this picture exists in the world? Boom. Right. Oh, hang on. A couple of notifications. No, nothing. Hell yeah, says Alex. Hell yeah. I feel like I should show you the picture. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people going, I really don't want to see it. And to be honest, I understand that. Because I can't say that I can't say that she's someone that really does it for me, but this is quite the picture. Boom. I mean, look at that. Whew. Jeez Louise. I mean, that is pretty wild. Inflatable in the background. I think it's an inflatable. It's something next to her right arm in the background. I don't know. Can we zoom in? Can we zoom in? It is an inflatable item. It looks... What is it? Is it a donut? She's kind of known... She's got the donut thing going on, hasn't she? But that... I'm going to say that is, I'm going to say that's a donut. I think that's an inflatable donut. And there seems to be, like, something behind it. Would you say that's like a goal post of some kind, maybe? Or maybe it's like just a hose that looks like a wheel on the floor. Maybe it's just a truck. Don't know. Hard to say on that one, actually. But I do feel like that's an inflatable donut. So that's fun. She seems like a fun girl. What else have we got? Some orange on the floor. Can't identify that. Let's have a look. Can we see? Is this her house? Can I see in her windows? I think that's the study. We've got a few things on the bookcase over here. Plant. That's nice. Little ornament on the windowsill. What have we got over there? A couple of chairs, table. Don't know what that's. Another ornament, maybe? Door. Don't know where that door goes. We'll have to get confirmation on that. That is the forbidden door. But I don't know where it goes. Look at that. Now, that's classy. That's nice. I like that. That's nice. I like that. You wouldn't want to get straight out of the pool and go onto that, but and it doesn't look very roomy. But it's nice. I like it. And in all fairness, that's a good place to put it. I mean, you can clearly see it gets plenty of the sun. It fits really well. I should imagine as soon as she put it there, she was like, that fits really well. That fits really well. I bet she was pleased with that. Love that donut. Nice shades. Yeah, there we go. Forbidden door. So there we go, Mandy Rose. Shout out to you. Mandy is the hottest champion of all time. William said, you do know this is sort of like close to the line. I think we're all right. You just got me in my trouble with my girlfriend. Thank you, says Kevin. What, Kevin? Kevin Lee? Kevin Lee, you want to look at that dirty picture again? Guys, I'm gonna put up this picture back for Kevin Lee. Kevin, you wanted to take a screenshot, didn't you, Kevin? You said, can I take a screenshot, but don't let my girlfriend find out. There you go, buds. Get a screenshot of that. Have you got it? Kevin Lee that's got a girlfriend. Have you got the screenshot, buds? There we go. You're welcome, mate. You're welcome. There we go. Ty Conti is the hottest wrestler. Kevin says, shush. Shush, please. Shush, please. Shush. Daze is going to use that image. Nice. Classy retribution. Lowering the tone. Disney has more obscene stuff on their kids' programming, says Unbroken. Austin said, I wish XY Zion Quinn did that Owicture. I don't know what's an Owicture. Don't know what that is, Austin. Please respond. Dexy said, that is now my new phone screen. Nice. That's Daisy's new thumbnail. Don't ask me what colour anything was, says Darcy. By Punk basically being the biggest star AEW has, from a business perspective, this is a very tough decision for Tony Khan. That is true. That is true. It is very, very difficult, but I think you've just got to pick a side, to be honest. I mean, I could imagine Tony speaking to both sides. I could imagine Tony wanting to get everyone in the room and try and get this sorted. I can imagine both sides turning around to Tony saying either he goes or I go. I can definitely hear that. I can definitely hear that. I mean, CM Punk, I can imagine him turning around saying, listen, I'm not working with these guys. Either they go or I go. And I can see Tony being put in a very, very, very difficult situation. I mean, look, if CM Punk leaves, I don't think he goes to WWE. He's been very outspoken. He doesn't like Triple H. I can't see him going there. If Omega and the Bucks go, I think New Japan's probably the most likely landing place for them. But I think that it's a bit more likely that they could go back to WWE. Just a little bit more likely. I still don't know how likely, but I would say it's a little more likely. I think Punk would win that one, says William. How do you release the champion when he's got the belt? Isn't that a horrible look? This whole thing is a horrible look. There's nothing about this that looks good. So, listen, if your champion is going to get into a backstage altercation and you feel that the comments he made are what led to it, and he also, look, Ace Steel bit Kenny Omega. If you feel like you need to let Ace Steel go, and CM Punk's like, if you let him go, I'm going to go. I mean, it is true. Before CM Punk came in, we weren't seeing this kind of drama. So, yeah, I mean, is it a bad look to release your champ? Sure. But there's every chance he won't be champ on Wednesday because there's rumours that he's picked up another injury. And to be honest, right now, you probably do want to get the belt off him. With everything that's unknown at the moment and potential lawsuits, potential suspensions, potential firings, like who knows? Who knows which way this is going to go? So you might want to have him forfeit the title. There could be an announcement tomorrow that CM Punk has surrendered the title due to injury, and then we just focus on something else. And then whatever will be, will be. How was Braun against Tyler? It was very good. Yeah, it was good. Tarek said, do you think Braun will face Roman at Extreme Rules? No. Apparently Roman's not at Extreme Rules, but that's not confirmed. So I'm just going to say no because that's the rumours at the moment. Right, let's click. Where are we? Oh, God, I'm just totally lost. I've just got so many tabs open at the moment. Let me just refresh Fight for Select, see if there's anything new on there. I don't know. Nothing. Hour ago. I don't know that we're going to get any information, to be honest. I really don't know. I really don't know if there is going to be anything else tonight. I feel like there's a lot of rumours. I feel like there's a lot of talk. I feel like there's a lot of speculation. I think there's a lot of people expecting there to be big repercussions of this, but I don't think there's anything in the way of confirmation yet. So we'll have to wait and see. Roman doesn't do B shows, says Junior. Austin said, all I care about is MJF to be the next AEW World Champion. Michael said, can you scroll up and read my comments? Where is it? Michael said, Punk was never asked a question. He saw a reporter and went off. Watch it back. You can't. Well, when I was watching it, it starts with him answering someone. So never actually see what's said. Wrestle with Andy said, what are the odds MJF re-signs with AEW at this point? I felt like the odds of that have always been good, to be honest. I mean, I think the story that we had was, I think there's some truth in him wanting more money and thinking that the contract he's got doesn't reflect the value that he brings. So I think there's definitely some truth to that. But I don't know that I don't know that there's any truth in him wanting out now. I think that was a work. I think the severity of him wanting to leave was a work. And I think what we saw with him cutting the promo and all of that was a work. So I've always felt like there's a really good chance that he would re-sign. I've always felt quite confident about that. But I think Tony is legitimately going to have to put down, good chunk of money, good chunk to get him to re-sign. Junior said he should stay till 2027 and get more money. All this has proved is that Tony Khan is not up to the job being an authority if he can't control his talents. William says, I'm with Dexter Loomis. Love the head petting. That William and Loomis, you just know, going to sleep is worse. Nando said the reporter never asked a question in other footage. He saw a reporter, thought he saw a link to Colt. It was unprovoked and weird. Can't Stop, Won't Stop says MJF wasn't a work. He didn't re-sign his contract. Wasn't up. Well, his contract's up in 2024. So his contract's up in 2024. I believe that it's a work. I mean, I do think there is some truth in the sense of I think he wants more money. And I think that he doesn't feel that he's being paid what he is due. And I think that he has been vocal about that. But I think what they did was take it and turn it into a story. I do not believe that the promo you saw on TV was real. I don't believe that. I think that's a work. And I think that his absence has been a work as well. But do I think that it's potentially based on some truth? Yes. But certainly not to the extent of what we've seen. Hard to explain, but hopefully I've explained it. After all of that, I bet Tony went around and hugged everyone. Yes. Yes. I bet he went backstage and he just saw CM Punk and he just went and just grabbed him like this. And CM Punk's like, this is really not the time. And then he saw the Bucks and he was like, and just clung onto them for dear life. Saying like, it'll be okay. Did you see the clip of him drinking water? I mean, literally the company is burning around him. And he's like, whilst there's a fight backstage, he's got a producer biting one of his biggest stars. Yeah. He's got CM Punk flipping in the locker room, like not letting in the Bucks. Bucks trying to knock down his door. There's punches being thrown. And he's sat on the media scrum with a bottle of water going. One of the funniest little clips I've ever seen. Just drinking water. But for some reason, he doesn't like take a breath. He doesn't like have a little bit of water and just think or like take a pot. He's like, look. And then like starts choking on it as well. All whilst he's got like Rome burning in the background. I love this company. I flipping love this company. I love it. There's nothing about it I don't love. I love everything about it. I love every single thing about it. It's just it doesn't stop giving, does it? Does not stop giving. What a time to be alive. Corbin said, it is so important to be hydrated. That is true, actually. That is true. Tony Khan is a savage. He's a savage. Booty ratchet. Oh. Did you see him work himself up as well when he got asked about WWE? Well, he didn't even get asked about them. He got asked about how's the pay-per-view done tonight? How's the pay-per-view done, right? You would think that's a low ball where you can be like, on track to be our second biggest ever, right? Which is good, isn't it? On track to be our second biggest all-out ever. I mean, I think that's pretty good. And then he went like, hard to be the first, because obviously last year we were not up against anything. This year it was a very crowded marketplace. Like, I feel like, fine, leave it there. That's fine. That's a perfectly acceptable answer. no. And he was like, I don't think that's a coincidence. And then all of a sudden, like, he's like, this must be how Jim Crockett feels. Well, I've got a hell of a lot more money than Jim Crockett. And all of a sudden, his face went serious as well. I've got a lot more money than Jim Crockett. I am not going to take this. And like, he just started going off. I just imagine every journalist in that room was like, damn, I don't even want to ask a question now. Because anything I ask, like, everyone explodes. Everyone just goes off and explodes. What's your favourite ice cream? Oh my God. Do you like kittens? Jeez. Daze, shout out to you. Just saw the tweet about Mandy. Trust me, we know that photo exists. Thank God for Instagram, says Brenton. To be honest, I didn't. I just looked to see what the latest NXT news was, and there it was. What a time to be alive. Noah said, did you see Mandy Rose? Yeah, Kevin earlier wanted it shown, so we can show it again. I've got it right here, bud. Got it right here. I mean, I've been quite critical of Mandy Rose. Yeah, she's not my favourite. But I think she's the rightful champion. I think she should be the new tribal chief. I think she should now be in charge of the bloodline. She should be head of creative. In fact, she should probably even be the CEO. So I am totally on board with whatever we're going to do going forward now with Mandy Rose. I'm a believer now. Roderick says, oh my lord. Hasib said, if this is the end of Punk in AEW, do you ever see him with Triple... No, I don't. But no, I don't see him. I don't see him with Triple H. I can't see them working together. He called him doofus son-in-law, didn't he? And walked out because he didn't want to work with Triple H at WrestleMania 30. So, no, I don't think there's clearly no love there. And he doesn't need money. And I think he came back to wrestling and maybe he's got it out of his system. But no, I can't see him. I think there's a better chance of Omega and the Bucks going to WWE than Punk, to be honest. How people see each other backstage is just real-life version of Rock Austin promo from 17. You think you're special, you do, says Kyle. Mandy versus Liv versus Bianca, says Junior. Kevin said, you have to understand, I asked her to dress up like a member of Toxic Attraction once, and she has been watching me about the Wrestling Ladies. You asked your partner to dress up as a member of Toxic Attraction. Is that a true story? I mean, what you want to do is you want to go, love, do you remember when you dressed up as Gigi Dolan? Well, I've got a new outfit for you to try. It's not a problem for me to buy the belts, right? I can buy the shades. I can buy the belts. You do the rest. Yeah, you do the rest. You do you. But if you, I'll buy the shades and the belts. Run to see what she says. I think she'll be on board. She sounds like a lovely girl. No one likes Tony Khan. Not even Tony Khan likes Tony Khan, says James. Wrestling Doofus confirmed, says Unbroken. Brenton said it's okay, Daze. Mandy's my favourite, and that is all that matters. Richard said, breaking CM Punk is retired again. This time he's going to make his own promotion. William said, thanks, Daze. I am trying to be the best perv I can, and you can't even let me have this. PG, please. I tell you what, if you're getting shouted at by William Hensey about overstepping the mark, you really do want to look at yourself in the mirror. So, the photo is the HBK tribute. Yeah. Oh, it's classy. Come on, guys. It's paying tribute to HBK. We're looking at this from analytical purposes. We're looking at this from a historical context where we are remembering the HBK picture, but we're looking at this one and we are trying to ascertain if it's going to have a similar impact. I think it will. I think it will. I think that we will look back on this picture and remember it as fondly as we do the HBK one. But I've had to look at that picture several times to establish if that is the case. So, and I think it is. I think it is. And also, I really do like the seat in the background. So, I must admit, I do keep putting it on screen just so I can have a look at that. It's wonderful. It's so well made. It is so well made. Not enough love for that seat. Jacksonville Jaguar fans don't like the Khans, says Shy's Garage. Unbroken said CM Punk and Nate Diaz promotion incoming. Maybe. Knight Rider said Nick Jackson was the first Jackson CM Punk landed a punch on. Very good. You should make it the thumbnail for this video. I mean, I should, but I feel like, could you imagine if you clicked on it and you got this? Like, I could totally understand people saying clickbait then. You know what I mean? I hope Tyler Bate becomes the NXT North American champion, says Dark Shadow. We're actually only 2 minutes away from NXT. That is up there with the iconic wrestling images, like Mankind falling off the cell and the Hogan Rock stare down. Absolutely. I completely agree. I mean, this is this generation's Hogan Andre from WrestleMania 3. You're absolutely right. I can't be the only one right now, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I cannot be the only one right now that is just so angry. I am absolutely beside myself with rage at the fact that WWE made those belts as big as what they did. Why are they not smaller belts? Why are they so large? Why are these belts so big? Like, they should be like at least half the size. It's an absolute disgrace. It's a disgrace. I have no idea why we did not have the foresight to make those belts smaller. That's on you, Triple H. That's on you. That is one of the biggest L's that you have taken so far. You made those belts too big. You've ruined that picture. That picture could have been even better. He's married. He's got kids, and he's got to ruin it for all of us, hasn't he? He's got to ruin it for all of us. He had to know that people would recreate that Shawn Michaels moment. Vate Ross Vate said, I have my wife dressed like Vader and Tugboat. Wow. I think if I had a girl, could you imagine if you had like a girl come back and you managed to convince her to dress as a wrestler? And she's like, what are you doing? She's like, I really like you, so yeah, I'll do it. And then you whip out a Bastion Booger outfit. Imagine that. Ah! Can you wear this? Or Giant Gonzalez. Oh, my God. Put on this Giant Gonzalez costume, then. Amazing. Someone out there in a relationship, do that. Do that. I don't even need the pictures. I just mentally just want to know that it happens somewhere in the world. Or make them dress up as Doink. You get out a Doink costume. Oh, I'm having too much fun with this. Or you could dress them up as Ace Steel, and then you could dress up as Kenny Omega, and then you could lie on bed going, bite me, bite me, bite me. And they could be like tiptoeing around as Ace Steel going. That's kinky, isn't it? Honestly, some of the things. Or what you could do is you could dress up as, who was it? Was it Okada? You could dress up as Okada. She could dress up as Tony Khan. And then you could have the greatest hug that you've ever had in your life. You could be as Okada or Meiko. She could dress up as Tony and she'd be like that. You could experience a sexy Tony Khan hug. These are all gold ideas, by the way. Gold. Shaniqua and the Bashams, says Wrestle with Andy. Sorry if this has been answered, but what was the latest news on Punk and the Bucks? I heard the Bucks kicked Punk's locker room door in, and Ace did what he did to protect his wife. That's pretty much it. I mean, the biggest news is that it's believed that Punk's hurt his tricep, but apparently that was not during the fight. It was during the match. So it is actually believed that Punk is injured again. How severe the injury is, we don't know. Is it going to result in him forfeiting the title? He probably should anyway, considering the drama that's coming down the pipeline. So yeah, that's the latest. But the belief is that he could lose his position in the company. A lot of people within AEW think that, well, they can't see a way forwards. And I can't blame them. I can't see a way forwards. Right, here's Tyler Bate. Big strong boy has made his way out. What an effort from Tyler Bate. Right, it's going to be really interesting, actually, to see what Tyler Bate has got to say. We do need to turn our attention. My question is, can Punk walk Larry or not? I think he can now. Daze, Mandy Rose or Trish in 3 years in? What does that mean? What are they chanting? Just wanted to take this moment to thank you all. He's from the same place I'm from, so I've got a similar accent to him. He's from the Black Country. I think he's actually from the same place that Anna Dawes is from, you know. I want to thank everyone that backed NXT UK from the beginning. And I want to thank Bron Breakker. He's not only Breakker by name, but he's Breakker by nature. We created magic. And I'm grateful I shared that magical moment with all you beautiful people. I thought he was heel. Didn't he turn heel on Tyler Bate, on Trent Seven not that long ago? Yeah. Okay, here's Gallus. Gallus are coming down. So Tyler Bate said, but he represented NXT to the best of his abilities. You should be apologizing. You let the UK down. You lost 2 chances. 1 job and you blew it. I've got 2,456 bucks on it. Trent turned on him, not Tyler. Oh, Trent turned on Tyler. Shit, I really want Trent to come back. Worlds Collide didn't go the way I hoped. But you didn't keep your end of the bargain either. Are Man United back? Doing very well at the moment, yes. Just remember, Just remember who you're speaking to. There's 3 of us, and there's only 1 of you. So, Gallus attack. Who's going to make the save? Who's going to come out? I'm thinking a tag team. And then does that lead to a 6-man? Bronze coming out. Bronze come out. He's as good as a tag team. So Bron Breakker in the ring. Dealing with Gallus. Bop and bang in the background. Good work by Tyler. So Tyler Bate and Bron Breakker in the ring. Gallus have been sent packing. Oh, that's nice. On Sunday, worlds collided, but tonight, worlds unify. I'll stand with you, Tyler. Nice. So, Bron Breakker and Tyler Bate taking on Gallus. Right, we're just seeing Pretty Deadly. They need a third. Maybe Pete Dunne, says Corvids. So we're seeing Pretty Deadly. They need to call up Tyler Bate, reunite British Strong Style with Pete Dunne, but add Sheamus and Ridge Holland, says James. Wonder what we're doing with the belts. Oh, here's Lash Legend. Your performance on Sunday was incredible. You can only keep one. We're going to get these. Okay. Right, Toxic Attraction are coming out. They don't need a partner like Braun. He showed he can destroy 4 tag teams in under 3 minutes himself. Okay, Toxic Attraction, JC Jane and Gigi Dolan making their way out. Call me crazy, but I see Tyler turning against Breakker at the end of the night. Maybe. Yeah, that's a good shout, Jess. John said, I don't like Pretty Deadly either. Lots of yellow. I kind of like that jacket. I mean, not for me. It looks good on her. But Toxic Attraction against Nikki and Doudrop coming up next. So, going to our first match. We're, 11 minutes in? Tyler Bate needs to be sponsored by Tofu Hot Dogs. Toxic Attraction versus Nikki and Doudrop. I expect Nikki and Doudrop to lose. We've been seeing them in the background of things recently. Kind of really having not a great time of it at all. So I do expect them to lose. That loud squeal you heard during your talk was Nick on the web. Was me, because you mentioned Timmy's. That was just carnage. That was, I mean, honestly. You obviously have not seen the Sharks jogging in NYC. Daze, Nikki is going to turn on Piper and become, or Pippa, and become the Psycho Killer again, says Noah. I was watching some of Doudrop's older hardcore matches. She was a worker, says The Beach Kevin. We need Ponytail Brock and Ponytail Braun at day one, says Kane. Zach said Gigi Dolan is hot. Tyler is one of the best UK wrestlers today, says TJ. Yeah, wow. I'm getting, is that our main event setup? I'm not sure. This match that we're about to go to is one that was announced in advance. So we did know that this one was coming. As I said, in the background of Raw, we've been seeing Nikki and Doudrop arguing. So I am expecting them. I'm surprised, actually, that they're even together here, because I think it was only last night we saw Nikki and Doudrop argue, and Nikki storm off, walk away. She threw like a mask or something at Doudrop and then walked off. And here we are with them in a match. So, I don't know, it feels like we're real close towards the end of this tag team. I would imagine they lose this, and who knows, maybe they like split tonight. Maybe they split here on NXT. I think that's kind of good to have a story that starts on Monday and like plays out on a Tuesday. Kind of means that you really do need to be watching NXT. You do need to tune into NXT. So, yeah, that would be good. I'd like to see them split tonight. We need Pippa Niven and Pete Dunne again, says Austin. Someone check on Edward in Discord, because he is lonely in voice chat 3, says Shelby. Yeah, he's fine. He's just having a bit of him time. Liv needs to fight Meiko, said Dark Shadow. Keaton said, Daze, what is happening? Every day something crazy happens. Vince retiring, CM Punk drama, and more. Yep. I mean, yep. It is crazy. They're not even connected. I mean, it's not even as if one thing has knocked on and led on to another. It's just crazy stuff is happening at the moment, yeah. The Sasha and Naomi thing was crazy, but that just seems like nothing news right now. That clip of Loomis was hilarious, says James. Braun would lay out a moss, says Larry. The blue whale is green, says Unbroken. Undercover Manager, hello, hope you're well. If you could sign anyone who's not already assigned to WWE, AEW, New Japan, can you name 3 people you think would be the next stars? This is for Days to answer and a chat question. Well, I think people know who I'm going to say. I mean, I've been a big fan of Cara Noir. Cara Noir is someone that's in Progress right now. He's a Progress champion. Such a big entrance that Cara Noir has. It plays very well on social media. It's very athletic, very believable. Great wrestler, Cara Noir. Someone that I can see going into NXT Europe. I think when they launch NXT Europe, if Cara Noir is not a part of it, I'll be very, very surprised. Because Cara Noir, I mean, normally if someone is the Progress champion, they tend to find their way to NXT UK. But NXT UK has been shut down now. I've got to think they want a brand new class of people for NXT Europe, and I think Cara Noir will be one of those. So yeah, Cara Noir would be one name. Another name, I don't know. I mean, like, I think there's some big names that have just been let go with NXT UK. I mean, you've got the likes of Trent Seven, who seemingly is just available now, and he's got name recognition. Trent Seven is probably the biggest name to get cut from NXT UK. So the great thing about Trent Seven as well is he had his own promotion. So he really knows. He's got a load of contacts. So he's going to be able to help get a load of people there. Oh my God, they're showing that picture again, guys. That picture is on screen right now. This picture. That one. It's on screen right now. It's gone. But yeah, I think Trent Seven would be a great pickup. And Millie McKenzie really strikes me as someone that's for the future. I can't believe they let Millie McKenzie go as well. That was a big, big surprise, Millie McKenzie being let go. Thingy's just come back as well. What's her name? Charlie Evans. She just came back. She's like a bit of a veteran on the UK scene. And I see her doing a lot of work with like Pro Wrestling Eve and like those kinds of companies. She's got a bit of name value out on the indie scene. But yeah, if anyone's got any good talent that they're aware of that's not in WWE, not in AEW or New Japan or anything like that, who's out there on the indie scene, I would sign Satomura. She's signed, though, isn't she? She's in NXT. Bray breaks the internet by sneezing. That's true. Bray Wyatt. That's true. He's not signed to anyone, is he? That's a good point. Punk breaks the internet for being a douche. Mandy just broke the perv internet. Right, we are underway. Toxic Attraction and Nikki and Doudrop. Let him in is the creepiest motto ever. Not sure why people are drawn to it. Too much disconnect from violent TV and video games. John says Dave Mastiff. That was a big release as well, wasn't it? Undercover Manager said that's another good shout, Millie McKenzie. Yeah, well, she's been over in Japan training as well, so you know that she's bringing like a real good in-ring knowledge. I don't get why they let her go, though. Some of these, I do wonder if they let them go so that they can, like, re-sign them for NXT Europe. Part of me wonders if they let them go because they know they want to use them for NXT Europe, but they don't want to keep them on the wages till that. I mean, it could be like 12 months of paying them without any way of using them. They could have looked at it and thought, well, I haven't got anything for Millie or Trent at NXT. So we'll cut them, but bring them back for NXT Europe. Meiko has a match with Roxanne tonight. Yes. They showed the picture. My life is complete, says Noah. Zaya Brookside. Yep, she was sadly let go as well. Daughter of Robbie Brookside. There must be some good talent on the indie scene, though. We talk a lot about Little Mean Kathleen. She's quite fun in America. Young and just kind of getting her experience built up. I could see her getting somewhere. Just seems like anyone that's of any kind of note, though, is kind of, mopped up by AEW or... Like, they tend to go on Dark Elevation. They have a look at them. If they're any good, they'll sign them up. It's just a lot of people competing for talent at the moment. Erase Your Mind said JC Jane, cool outfit. I liked Emile too, said Marine. Yeah, she was pretty good. So I think, did she say she was the first French? That's another weird one. I mean, you're starting NXT Europe. You've got... a French female. I don't know how many French female wrestlers there are, but she seems to be top of the list, and they had her, used her, seemingly didn't have any plans for her and ended up letting her go. So, yeah, pretty crazy. It's gone. Also, Thunder Rosa's son is doing good. Needs more time, but will be real good. Just Nick said, I would sign Wrestling Daze and Just Nick as the next big tag team. Both are good looking and built like Hulk Hogan. We've got Toxic Attraction on the edge of the ring. They're jumping around. Just Nick, shout out to you, buds. Very much. We'd be the new Hollywood Blondes. We'd be the new Hollywood Blondes, but just from... I don't know, Berkshire. Berkshire Blondes. We'd be the Berkshire Blondes. Zaya Brookside and Mastiff were the biggest shocks, says James. Matt Cardona could be a big signing for NXT. Edge and Strowman would go crazy. Is there anyone from the Anoa'i family not in WWE? Yeah, quite a few. I mean, I don't know who they are, but not the wrestlers. I mean, you've got Jacob Fatu. He's in MLW, or at least was. He's got a bit of a criminal past, so I think that's always been a sticking point. I tell you who else is massive: Hammerstone. Hammerstone's a big deal, isn't he, in MLW? Hammerstone and Jacob Fatu in MLW are big names. They're cool. Who was the female manager? Selena. What was her name? Selena Del Rey. Can't remember her name. She was a female manager in MLW, and she was someone that was on people's radars for a long time. Selena De La Renca or something. I can't remember her name now. It's annoying. She was good. She had promise. James said, Hammerstone follows me on Twitter. Violent Science said, is there any news on Ginny and Isla Dawn? I don't think they were confirmed releases. Well, Ginny is seeing Selena Del Rey. That'll do it. Ginny is with Gunther, so I don't think they were ever going to let her go. So, no, I've not heard anything there. But a few people thought there was a chance she could pop up in NXT. Isla Dawn, no. No, I haven't heard anything about her. And I can't say I'm expecting her to pop up in NXT either, so... Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what they're doing. Selena De La Renta. Is that her name? Selena De La Renta? She was great. She was a great talker. I remember Jim Cornette was singing her praises. And so I actually went and checked her out, and she was really, really good. So that was her name. That was her name? Selena De La Renta. AEW doesn't need to sign anymore. They need to focus on in-house talent like MJF, Sammy, and Omega. Trevor Murdoch. He's the current NWA champ, isn't he? Nick Aldis. I mean, if you want to talk about brilliant talent that's not with a major company, Nick Aldis has got to be in the conversation. Carries himself like, an absolute gent. Real long reigning NWA champ. Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't moved on to other things, but apparently I think there's a bit of heat between him and Bruce Pritchards, so I think that's probably why he hasn't. But yeah, there's some good people out there. Right, we are about to go back. They released them, so they could work in the meantime and then bring them into NXT Europe, says Planet Dan. Okay, Toxic Attraction are in control. Nikki, A.S.H gets hurled into the corner. Trevor is past his prime, says Unbroken. Becky Lynch against Blair Davenport, says Kane. What's the story with Nikki and Doudrop arguing? They've shown them arguing at least twice. Well, they're on the verge of breaking up, aren't they? I expect them to lose here, and I'm just wondering if then it'll be a case that they will split. Jacksonville this Friday, Orlando on Saturday, Fort Pierce September 23rd, Citrus Springs, Tampa. I'd probably go to the Tampa one. A few little house shows. NXT is back on tour. If I ever get back to America, I will try to go to an NXT house show again. September 30th, they are in Tampa. October 1st in Dade City. GG trying to make the tag to JC. JC getting driven back by Nikki, A.S.H. Chelsea Green chews gum in the most annoying way, says Unbroken. El Helijo del Daze. AEW need to sign. Best UK wrestler ever, says Alex. Brenton said, I don't think Tony Khan should fire Punk. He should fire Omega and the Bucks. Punk is the main draw. Firing him would be idiotic. For whatever problems, ego he brings, he is worth it. I don't know. I don't know because a large part of the AEW fan base is there because of Punk and Omega. I mean, like, being the elite, the journey of AEW being set up. Imagine it without them. I think you are absolutely taking pillars away. And I don't know what the books draw. I don't know how many people. I feel like AEW is built on being the alternative to WWE. And I feel like it's built on goodwill towards the elite. I mean, if you think about All In and the fact they sold 10,000 tickets, and that was all about supporting the Bucks, supporting Kenny, supporting Hangman, supporting Cody, and, you know, go on, lads, you can do it. We'll be there. You put the show on, we'll be there. And that bled into AEW without a shadow of a doubt. You know, it was that night that Tony then spoke to them about starting their own promotion. And then you add, of course, Moxley, Jericho, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, if you take that away now, it's hard to know. I really don't know. If you take that away, what does it do? Because I do think a lot of that fan base has been there since the beginning, and it's been there because of Omega and the Bucks. I mean, if you compare who's the biggest draw, then yeah, I mean, there's a good chance that it is going to be CM Punk, a bigger draw than the Bucks and Omega, but how many people does it take away if you lose? Because the company might start to become something that people didn't sign up for. Didn't sign up for this. I signed up to support Kenny. I signed up to support the Bucks. Crossbody by Doudrop, and it's a win. Wow, she's got blood running. I think it's blood, is it? I didn't expect them to win, but they get the win. It's a crossbody by Doudrop. It was a war. Doudrop with blood coming down her nose. She hits a big splash. JC Jane, I think, was it the kick from JC Jane? Was it that kick that busted her nose? It might have been the kick. JC Jane comes into the ring, just boots her in the head. I mean, there might be some words at Backstage. Yeah, if you're JC Jane, it might be a bit uncomfortable. Doudrop and Nikki, which I was not expecting, beats Toxic Attraction. Now we've got Apollo writing in a diary. Doudrop is improving. Doudrop is a beast. History is made. Nikki and Pippa win. Is Apollo. All I can do is storm ahead. Wow. Whoa, look at his eye. Wow, his eye, man, was all bloodshot and proper messed up. He blurred my vision. And when he said that, I didn't expect that reveal. You see his eye? His eye is horrific. I'm just looking at it again. J.D. McDonald is making his way out. Undertaker's One Dead Man show is heading to Philly. Who got busted up? Thingy, Apollo. But that was from Sunday. messed up eye. Question about Mandy Rose. Did you expect her to win the belts? I don't know. I didn't really have a good read on it. It was so hard to know which way they were going to go because you could make an argument for any of them. Do you think she goes to wherever NXT Europe is now? Will she drop the title or stay in the States? I don't think it'll be a case of that. I think it'll be a case that they'll merge these belts. And then when NXT Europe starts, they'll just have brand new champs that are over there. So I can't say that I'm expecting these champions to have to go and defend these belts because I think these belts will just be incorporated into one. Wesley versus JD. There we go. JD Manamana taking on Wesley. I just sent you something. Is it another dirty picture? James does like to send those over. If this is true, then Punk is in the wrong. Wrestling Inc. CM Punk felt annoyed that the Elite couldn't get past their differences and keep Cody. Felt they lost a big star because of their ego. Punk believed the Young Bucks aren't in any way fit to manage a wrestling company. Kept his mouth shut, but Hangman's title run worried Punk in terms of long-term booking. Punk has been in Tony's ear since February about the direction of the company. Young Bucks and Hangman are aware of this. Hangman's promo about saving AEW came from this directly. FTR, Santana, Ortiz, and some others are pro-Punk. Experienced workers like Jericho, Moxley have been aware of the situation but didn't want to get involved. Jericho has been trying to step in the last few months, including during a big talk, but it seems a bit too late. That's interesting. That's interesting. Wrestling is the one who got bleep for writing BS. Well, I've not heard the stuff at the start, but some of it towards the end I have actually heard from other sites, other sources. So the stuff towards the end of what we just read, I believe. The stuff at the start, I'm not sure. It's out there. It is what it is. Believe it if you believe it. Don't if you don't. Pro Punk. Is there a pro Khan as well? No one is pro Khan. No one is pro Khan. Wolfgang against Gunther, says Kane. Johnny Gargano taking on Bron Breakker would be good, says Dark Shadow. Taking the Elite out of all Elite Wrestling just sounds weird. Yeah, because surely then they'd just have to be all wrestling. All wrestling. Surely they can't call themselves all Elite Wrestling if you take the Elite out. So it's a really, really good point. A-dub, 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 A-dub. A-dub, A-dub. Yeah, that'd be good. Pro Nick Khan. Jilly said, it sounds like Punk is running AEW and not Tony Khan. Punk needs to be fired for his actions, in my opinion. Rumble Talk says, all wrestling, A-dub, A-dub, A-dub. Do you know, that'd be nice, actually, because think about that. If someone says to you, like, what do you like? And you say, I like all wrestling. It just sounds nice, doesn't it? Guys, why can't we just, all of us just enjoy all wrestling? Someone should name a promotion All Wrestling. And then, like, everyone would be like, we should just enjoy all wrestling. Brilliant. Wrestling All would be Dub A. Dub A. Dub A. We know Cornette will have a field day with all of this. Everyone's having a field day with it. I loved your tweet saying the AEW roster are all out. Do you really think that could happen? Oh, I don't think the whole roster will be all out, but I certainly think that you could get to a situation where people are going to have to pick sides. or people will pick sides. I mean, the fear is that unless they get them in a room and get them on the same page, I don't see how they work together. And you are going to have wrestlers pick sides. What happens if you let the elite go? I mean, you know, the Bucks and Kenny have hired and helped hire a good chunk of the people that work there. That loyalty will then be tested. You know, if the the Bucks and Omega are out, you know, who else goes? Who else is, you know, what happens with QT Marshall and people that QT Marshall has trained? And what's that situation look like? You know, we're hearing that FTR, for example, are pro-Punk. If you get rid of CM Punk, do FTR go? I don't know, maybe not. Maybe they're professionals and maybe they're like, this isn't our fight. But maybe they do. This is what I'm saying. Like, it's so hard to know. It's not as clean as, you know, let's just get rid of that person. Let's get rid of Punk. Punk's the problem. Get rid of Punk. It's not as clean as that. Because if you get rid of Punk, first of all, you're losing one of your biggest stars. But also, who goes with him? Who's going to show loyalty to CM Punk and say this is BS? This is BS. You know, he was not in the wrong. You know, who stands up for CM Punk? So I mean, look, it's worth asking that question. And I'm sure these are the kind of things that Tony Khan is thinking about right now, because any move he makes now is going to have repercussions. Anything he does will have repercussions, whether he suspends someone, fines someone, fires someone. Like, the best thing he can do is get him in the room and get it sorted that way. That is the best thing he can do. I just don't think he's going to be able to do it. I just don't think he can do it. SmackDown got 2 million on Friday. Rampage 485. Would love to see the Elite in WWE. That would be amazing, said Outdoor. The resolution really is icebergs, because whatever happens, wrestlers are bound to be unhappy. Yep. I wish Sasha would return on Friday and legit CM pipe bomb, says Kevin. Do you think the stuff from the scrum that FTR may have changed their stance? I don't know. I mean, I think if you're friends with someone and they're friends with Punk and he respects them and they respect him, and, you know, look, he said what he said, but seemingly the physical stuff, I mean, look, CM Punk can say, the Bucks kicked my door down. They came in, got in my face. I felt threatened and I had to defend myself. So even if it turns out CM Punk threw the first punch, I think he could have a real argument that he felt threatened and he felt that he needed to defend himself. And I think people would understand that. Now, you can make the argument, well, if he hadn't have made the comments he made, he wouldn't have been in the situation he was in. But this was building. This was building slowly but surely. This is something that's built up over time, and it's finally exploded. And I think if you was FTR, you could understand that. You could understand that. I don't really have a side in this. Like, I don't have a side. There's not someone that I'm like, oh, they're to blame. I can see both sides. I can understand why those comments would upset the Bucks. The only thing I would say is that the Bucks and Kenny are EVPs. Kicking down doors in 2022 is just not how you handle business, is it? It's not how you handle business. What you do is you let everything simmer down and then you do a meeting on Wednesday and you go, you know, or you get Tony to do it and you make it very clear that those comments were not acceptable. Well, what you don't do is go to business for yourself, kick doors down and start, like, you know, physical altercations, getting in people's faces. So I must say that because of the positions that the Bucks and Kenny hold, I think the way they handled it as management is appalling. It's appalling. But equally, CM Punk probably shouldn't have said what he said in that media scrum, so it's hard, isn't it? To be Tony Khan. Wesley lands on his feet, kick to the back by Wesley. You missed Paul Super Chat, I'm sorry. Chatting away. Chittity chattity. Wow, I really did miss it. Yeah, Paul, sorry. Did you see the dono from earlier? I didn't. I'll try and hunt it down. I am pretty rubbish at that. But if you've been watching the channel for a while, you should know by now. NXT. Nice roll up there by Wesley. Let's see if we can find it. Boom. Okay, JD is back up on his feet. 2, 3. JD gets the win. JD Manamana gets the victory. Found it. Am I going to be able to read it, though? That's the only problem. To drop the quality during the Wrestling Escape Pod because it was a problem. Don't know if I can read it. No, I can't read it. I found it, but I cannot make it out. So yeah, I can kind of read it a bit better on screen, can I? No. Let me know what it said. Don't super chat it. Just type it again, and I will read it. Paul, if you put it in, I will read it, bud. Does anyone know pay-per-view buy rates in Europe compared to the rest of the world? What figures are on fights? No, I don't know that information. I don't know that Fight ever put numbers out. Do you think Mandy Rose is improving from your time watching NXT? Hard to say because I haven't seen much since I came back and watched. I mean, I saw her in a match with Saray that was awful. It was awful. And then it was a triple threat on Sunday. So I saw bits of her, but not loads. So, yeah, I couldn't say at the moment. It's a problem on iPhone. Okay, we're seeing Pretty Deadly. They're talking to Tony. Daze, all joking aside, you looked absolutely blindsided when Tommy unmuted everyone. The chaos was hilarious. Oh, it was a flipping nightmare. It wasn't hilarious. It was a nightmare. It was my actual nightmare. Here's Roxanne Perez. I've seen her once. She's good. Buddy Rogers in the background. Yeah, Buddy Rogers in the background. Well spotted. Super chat, Paul said, I'm telling you, JC Jane is going to have a good career. I could stand her. I couldn't stand her when I first started watching, but now I see the potential. Thank you, Sonny. Yeah, I think JC Jane does seem to be better. I think that JC Jane is doing a better job. I think Toxic Attraction actually are a bit more palatable. I agree when they first started. I wasn't a fan. I mean, I still don't really class myself as a fan, but I think they feel like a credible women's tag team now. And I think they've kind of settled into a groove. So I agree with that. Roxanne Perez, I've seen one match from her and I thought she was really good. So I'm looking forward to this one. We're about to see her again here. Michael said, Punk must go. You've got to keep the Bucks, Kenny and Hangman. Because if Elite go, Hangman will go. A lot of others will go. So bye, Punk. Bye, Punk. Roxanne is world class. Okay, next up then, we are getting Meiko versus Roxanne. Roxanne! This should be good, man. Boom. Toxic Attraction are palatable, says Kevin. Check out Dave Meltzer. He's updated about AEW. Did you see the reports? It depends when it dropped. I mean, there's been so much reported today. Sean Rossap saying something. My door is open. It's better than leaking stuff to Dave Meltzer. Ooh. Oh. Punk Sunday to all the wrestling press. You know this broke boy shares an account with his mama. I can't sue a mom. What have I really done? People are saying, there's a nice tweet here. I would look to Dustin Rhodes for sanity and guidance. He's the coolest head in the company. This is just from some fan. And Dustin Rhodes said, my door is always open. I don't know about Dave Meltzer, what Meltzer's saying. Let's have a look. Dave Meltzer. Evil Uno is trending as well. An hour ago, Dave, there's a rumour going around Punk's been fired. Can you confirm? Dave said, I can't confirm because I don't know. Everything hasn't been addressed officially, aside from some people not being on TV and others being added to TV. He doesn't know. Basically, Jace Jane on the rise. She's got potential, says Paul. I agree, Paul. Yep. Yeah, I think she's looking better. I think Gigi's looking better as well. I mean, like, I know she was Priscilla Kelly on the Indies, but I actually thought some of her performances were a bit lacking. I think they were just took a bit of time to get settled into a bit of a groove, but I think that they've been working together a while now, and they seem like a much better team than they were at the start. So, yeah, I agree. Corey said there have been some people speculating that back in 19, Fox was going to pay Punk's salary to return to WWE, but WWE said we don't want that guy in the locker room. Kyle said it was Marco Stunt that was the locker room leader. Yep. Brenton said, from your point a few weeks ago, you said Saray had problems in matches before the Mandy Rose match. Hard to hold it against Mandy, albeit the match did stink. James said this whole saga is just getting started. Oh, breakout stars. Is this going to be a breakout tournament? Whose bodies? What's this? Broken Hearts. The 1 year anniversary next Tuesday of NXT 2.0. 12 months, the 1 year anniversary celebration next week. You can vote on who the biggest superstar was of the last. Got to be Bron in it. Keep on voting for Mandy Rose. It's got to be Bron, hasn't it? Old Bronny boy. Steve Austin returned to wrestle at WrestleMania, and it doesn't even crack the top 5 stories. Just seeing Roxanne Perez in the ring as Meiko Satomura about to make her way out. Here she is. The final boss. Meiko Satomura. What a joy. What a joy to tune in on a Tuesday to watch NXT. The first time in over 400 days that Meiko is not a champion. We're backstage. We're seeing Cora Jade. Cora Jade watching on. Meiko steps into the ring. She just feels like a massive star, Meiko. I love Meiko. Imagine if she came out at, like, flipping WrestleMania. That would be so good. Her in a singles match. She does, like, her robe, her presentation, the way she presents herself, the way she carries herself. The fact she's so different as well. I mean, everyone's in there. I don't know how old she is, but she feels like a final boss. Do you know what I mean? It feels like she's been around a long time. Well, mainly because she has. She does offer something very different in the women's division. She feels like a legend that we've just not seen. It's like she's like a legend, and she carries herself as a legend, but we just haven't been seeing her matches. Like, she's never been on the main roster. Front face long. Why is Evil Uno trending? He did make a little comment. Something to do with a figure. Don't know. Roxanne Perez. Anonymous sources confirm that Evil Uno is good. That's what he tweeted out. Evil Uno is trending. So look, let's see what tweet's blown up. Amongst all the turmoil, the locker room stands united on one subject. Jose, the assistant, sucks. If you have an issue with Evil Uno, you can conveniently find him in his locker room, aka catering. Very good. That's very good. Is that why he's trending? Several AEW talents have told us that Evil Uno is a great pro wrestler. Wow. He's just like going off, man. Occasional pro wrestling journalist Evil Uno confirms that the heat between Serpentico and Nyla Rose is real. Word on the street is that the locker room is divided about a single issue. Is Evil Uno really evil, or is he really good? Love it. He's just having a bit of fun on there. Love to see it. Roll up by Roxanne. Roxanne grabbing Meiko, working on the arm. Meiko working on the arm of Roxanne. Nice reversal. Nice roll through. Step through. Lovely bridge by Roxanne. Gets caught by Meiko, though. Roxanne Perez trying to be too clever. Rolling her over one. Yep, she gets out. Nice crossface. Look how quickly she went into that crossface. Yeah, very good. She's got this crossface applied. Meiko trying to get out of it. Meiko going over to the ropes. Couple of back elbows there by Meiko, and she gets onto that bottom rope. Roxanne grabbing Meiko Satomura. Kick coming into the leg. Forearm strike there by Meiko, driving Roxanne back. Drop kick by Roxanne as Meiko goes out the ring. Roxanne Perez going against the ropes. Through the ropes. And she lands on Meiko Satomura, gets back into the ring. Cora Jade, so frustrated. She's seen enough. She's going to ruin this match. This wonderful match that was just building. Man, these two could put on a really, really great contest, but I think Cora Jade's about to come down and ruin it. Stephen Mullerhausen says sources, not formally an update, but news on Tony Khan. He's really leaned on Tony Schiavone and been told he's now Khan's right-hand man. Schiavone knows all about chaos. Days, I am here. What was up with Discord, says Edward. I don't know, to be honest. I mean, apparently people just couldn't hear me, which was a real problem because that meant I couldn't speak to people. And that meant that Triple T was the only one that could communicate. Plus Triple T the other week, we found out, could control muting people. So I was quite happy to give him that responsibility, but I'll never give him that responsibility again. He abused it. He abused that responsibility. It resulted in me having a mini breakdown. He was in WCW and should be a great person to lean on and a sounding board for Punk Elite altercation, says Planet Dan. Daze next special guest on 83 Weeks, Evil Uno. Eric and Uno discuss the ups and downs in catering of wrestling, says Derek. Do you see MJF challenging CM Punk? Listen, I think there's a good chance CM Punk's getting suspended, at least, if not fired. I really don't know. I really don't know what the outcome is of this. I mean, rumours are he's injured, and so might even have to drop the title. I think you've got to get the belt off him. The show needs to be, telling its stories. You need a champion. You need to build title matches. We just don't know what's happening with CM Punk. I mean, having your world champion in this kind of turmoil, involved in this kind of drama, I really would be thinking of getting the belt off him. Suspensions are a slap on the wrist, says Knight Rider. You should cut a promo on how incompetent Triple T is and that he couldn't manage a target. That's brilliant. I mean, in all fairness, at the very start of this week's Wrestling Escape Pod, I could actually see that the internet was really struggling, and I think that's because I had the quality up quite high, and I don't think it was coping very well with having Zoom involved and everything. So actually, I can probably increase the quality, but I had the quality turned all quite high, and I just don't think that my internet is really that stable. So it was causing dramas. So that was distracting me, and then once I got that settled down, that's when we had all the Discord drama. So yeah, not the best of weeks. Someone needed to sing the Titanic theme to Tony Khan after everything that happened. Discord, screwed Discord, said Jaden. Dark Shadow said, do you know Bret O'Live? I don't know him personally, but I've spoke to him. I mean, not directly, just through email or through something like that. Nice guy. Yeah, I like him. Nice guy. Really like him. He's been in our live streams a couple of times, and I did a couple of videos sort of with him. And no, he was always great. He was always a really nice guy. Knee in the back by Meiko. If Tony Khan was smart, he would get rid of CM Punk. If not, AEW will crumble, says Stuart. Do you think all this arguing has got AEW anything to do with the talent meeting? I don't think it's got anything to do with the talent meeting. I don't think the talent meeting clearly didn't resolve any of the issues. But I can't say that this is as a result of the talent meeting. There's no reports of that. Women's wrestling is the chant. These two are having a great little match. There's a double axe handle there by Roxanne Perez. Another double axe handle. Down goes Meiko. Meiko coming back up. Drop kick by Roxanne Perez. It's a really, really good match. She's really fired up. Charging over. European uppercut. Roll through. It's a lovely pace to it. Big kick. Roxanne Perez goes down. Love how she sold that. Meiko has got Roxanne Perez on her shoulders. Roxanne, though, down on her feet. Leg sweep. 1, 2. Kick out by Meiko. Oh, man, I tell you what, if Cora Jade interrupts this, she'll be the biggest heel ever. This is a great little contest. Nice submission hold being applied here. Meiko is pinning the hands and driving the knee into the chest. Lovely strike there by Meiko Satomura. Against the ropes goes Roxanne Perez. Reversal, Meiko spin kick. Nice heel kick applied there by Meiko. Meiko climbing up. Roxanne Perez is down. Big strike there by Roxanne Perez. She pops up. Are these going to do... I thought she was in position for like a Spanish fly, but don't know that's what we're going for. She's getting high. That looks like a Hurricanrana. Gets it. 1, 2. Kick out by Meiko. Really good. I've been telling you for over a year Roxanne was good, says James. Perez is a better wrestler than Mandy, says Ellen Twins. Meiko up on her feet. Roxanne, kick coming in. Big overhand right. Oh, Pele kick. Pele kick by Meiko. Roxanne Perez goes down. Satomura charging over. Oh. Axe kick. 1, 2, 3. And she gets it. That's a great match. That's a great match. And Cora Jade does not interfere. I was really worried Cora Jade was going to interfere in that. Really good. Women's wrestling chant. You can gain a lot of respect in a loss. And that's what's happened here. She gave everything. That Pele kick was beautiful. Awesome match. Out of 5, what would you score it? What would you score that out of 5? Meiko walks away. CM Punk is more trouble than he's worth. Mox should have won. Made no sense. Oh, here's Cora Jade. Here's Cora Jade. She wallops Roxanne with a pole. So, Cora Jade attacks. Meiko came back. Meiko came back and chased Cora Jade away. Meiko calling Cora Jade back to the ring. Yeah, she walloped her, man. She walloped her. I just want to say thank you for helping me out earlier. You are NXT, says Brom. Baseball bat, better than everything. I would say 4.5. 10 out of 5. 4.25. 4, 4, 4, 4. 5. 5, says Alex. Daze, I am hungry, but my mum... But what do I do without my mum moaning at me? Have you got food in the house? Heel Santa says 4. Michael says 4. Alex says 5. Michael says 4. The bromance begins, says Tritium Cascade. Harif said, can we have a no-holds-barred match between Roxanne and Cora? Just let Roxanne beat the hell out of Cora. Oh, yeah, of course, Kemp. Damien Kemp. What thanks did I get? Nothing. Winning is in my DNA. I beat Brutus's ass in college. This is interesting. I decided to take Diamond Mine down from within. It was so hard to keep a straight face. So he was talking about how he destroyed Roddy in the parking lot. So he basically felt overlooked. Bronze face is hella tanned, says Elle. I've got food, but should I sleep? These are very basic decisions that I'm sure you can make. Should I eat or should I sleep? I think you can deal with that one. You've got that. Right, who have we got now? Oh, Ricochet. Right, Ricochet is here. One and only. I feel so distracted by that AEW news. I can't be alone. I have really all night been waiting for that news to like really come through. At this stage now, I'm thinking nothing is going to. At this point, I'm thinking we're not going to get any more information, but I wonder when we will. I feel like something's got to happen. He's going to have to make some kind of decision, isn't he? Exploiting drama is literally what pro wrestling is. I asked the same question. Should I go to Timmy's or should I not? I picked the smart option, which was go to Timmy's, says Sonny. It feels weird hearing Ricochet use his old theme on NXT, says Austin. Edward said, no, you read it wrong. I've got food, but I should be asleep. If I go downstairs, I will be shouted at. Still deal with it, mate. You can still deal with it. Edward, what's the worst your mum could do? Just devour the food and at least you will be yelled at with a full stomach, says HuffSport Media. Jaden said, so is he on NXT brand or is he still SmackDown? I think he's still SmackDown. I mean, we did a match at Worlds Collide. This is a little follow-up on that. I don't know that it's really any more than that. So I think he's still on SmackDown. Certainly haven't heard anything that he's moved to NXT like on a permanent basis. Trini said we won't get any info from him officially until tomorrow. They can benefit from the ratings boost of curiosity. At least that's the smart thing to do, says Trini. Roman isn't going to defend the titles for a long time. Larry said you're being trolled. What with? What with, Larry? Will Braun be the next Roman? There's no way of knowing. I mean, there's no way of knowing. I think that everything's changed, hasn't it? Because under Vince, you might think, yeah, there's a really good chance, but under Triple H, hard to say. I think Triple H values in-ring ability a lot more than what Vince did. Vince was more about how people looked. So, yeah, it's harder to say now. Who would you have take the NXT title off Braun? Who would I have take the NXT title off Braun? I would have... It's a good question. I would have Von Wagner. I'd have Von Wagner take it off. Where is Von Wagner? But I feel like he's big, credible. Don't know what he's like in the ring, but if you position him as like a bit of a monster, I would be tempted to pull the trigger on Von Wagner. I'd have Von Wagner. MJF comeback ruined by Punk. Do you see CM Punk going to WWE if he's fired from AEW? No, definitely no. Me Not You said with Braun back, do we get Rex Steiner, Bronson Steiner name change? I personally wouldn't. I think Bron Breaker's a perfectly fine name. I think the Breaker part of the name is quite cool. I think him being a Steiner, he is a Steiner. I think if you know he's a Steiner, you know he's a Steiner. I don't feel like I need the Steiner name because I know he's a Steiner. So, you know, let him forge his own path. Let him forge his own way. I mean, like, would it be of benefit? I mean, I really don't know. I don't know. Would it make any difference if he was Steiner? Would that increase ratings? Would that increase YouTube views? Would it increase engagement? I honestly don't know. I'd have to think no. So I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It's almost like he showed his true colours, says Jason, in that medium scrum. Saying he wants to work with Bleep, surely if you're the world champ, you'll work with anyone. Okay, we've got... loving Stephanie McMahon. I don't do free sponsorships. Okay. Who are these people? Who's she? I don't know who these people are. Fake Steph. I know Fake Steph, but I don't know who this woman is. Who is that lady? Does anyone know who that lady is that Fake Steph's talking to? Santino's daughter is fine. Was that Santino? I don't even know who Santino's daughter is. How do you think Extreme Rules will be? I think it could be Seth Riddle too. Yeah. Drew Cross, Gargano Theory, Bianca Bailey. Yeah, I can see those. I agree. Ariane Grace. She's been on NXT Level Up. What? That's her name. Her name is Ariana Grace. Ariana Grace. Trick Williams is in there. NXT is so bad, says Sire Senior. Mr. About It. Yeah, he's taking on Ricochet right now. I mean, the name. I don't even know their names. The names weren't on screen, so it's like who? I don't know who these people are. Miz against Dexter Lumis. Yeah. What do you think of Davenport? I mean, I've seen a bit of Bea Priestley, and I've always thought she was pretty good. Highly trained, worked in Japan a lot. But as Blair Davenport, I mean, I haven't seen much of her. So I don't know if they've changed her style or... I've only seen the one match, and it was a triple threat, and there wasn't really much you could judge from that, unfortunately. I agree. I think the only solution as punishment is to have him drop the title or strip him of it. The person in red was there in the backgrounds. That match was so good, that Meiko Roxanne Perez match, it definitely makes this show worth watching. But this is a so-so show at the moment. So-so. Ricochet going into the corner. But that last match was really, really good. Could you see Jade Cargill matching Goldberg's undefeated streak? If that's the story Tony wants to tell, it really comes down to what Tony wants to do. They're making a big deal of this count-in and, you know, they're putting it on screen, so they could absolutely have the Goldberg one in mind. I don't know. His target might be 50. So, I don't know. I would imagine it's not something Tony's giving much thought to at the moment. Any idea where Bobby Roode is? No. No, I haven't heard anything on Bobby Roode. You know what? I might just phone a takeaway. Do it. Okay, we've got Carmelo Hayes on commentary as we're underway with Ricochet against Trick Williams. Charging over, Trick collides into the corner. Ricochet spills to the outsides. Trick on the outside, smacking Ricochet off the commentary table. Ricochet slumped over. Trick Williams doing really well in this match at the moment. Against the middle rope goes Ricochet. Trick Williams back up to his feet, comes over, swinging net breaker. Going for the cover, 2, shoulder up by Ricochet. Maybe the one in red was The Rock's daughter, Ava Raine, only because she has red in her hair now, says Elle. Ariana Grace is Santino Marella's daughter, says Alexa Bliss Gamer. Tony could send Punk to Ring of Honor since it's supposed to debut on TV soon. It would bring ratings to Ring of Honor. That's a random idea, says PP Poo Poo. Ricochet through the air. Daze, I found out about Larry, the cat that lives where your Prime Minister lives. I think Larry should be the Prime Minister. Face first, Trick Williams, big boot by Ricochet. Comes crashing down. Ricochet's feeling it. He's feeling it. Trick Williams getting up to his feet. Ricochet charging over. Nice recoil. Recoil connects. Trick Williams goes down. So Ricochet in control. The person in the hood is Isla Dawn, is my guess, says James. Jeremy said, the big Cass deal reminds me of Andre the Giant joining Heenan. Here's Ricochet. Nice. Shooting star. 1, 2, 3. And he gets it done. Ricochet wins. So Ricochet gets the win and beats Trick Williams. Trick Williams was doing really well at the start. But Ricochet earns the win. Here's Cameron Grimes to the moon. So Cameron Grimes is backstage with Tony. They're still trying to recruit him. He says no again. Someone on Twitter said there absolutely was someone wearing a hood in the background, but I didn't notice at first because titties. I love the honesty. I love the honesty. It is true. There was someone in a red hood in the background, but a lot of people didn't notice on the first watch him. Because titties. Cameron Grimes gets beaten up by Tony and his partner. I don't know, Tina. Don't know what he's called. Tony and Tina. I've got a picture of it, actually. Let me show you. Here is Nathan Frazier. So there you can see the boobs. And then there is someone in red in the background. That person in red in the background, I believe, is CM Punk looking for a new job. So, fair play. What's your opinion on the alleged fight between CM Punk and the Elite? Do you think it's a work? No. I think it's real. I think it is real. Really real. I think it's as really real as it gets. I mean, I genuinely do. Did anyone notice the person in red hugging the Diad? Did they hug them? That's interesting. I didn't know they hugged them. Okay. Big fake old tatas. Oh my God, those ladies are heavenly. Oh, Retribution. Have you seen the Mandy Rose one? Yeah, you have, haven't you? What do you think of that? What do you think of that, Retribution? Imagine that. Imagine that was your wife, Retribution. Imagine you was one of them belts. Imagine that. It must be Tony if he hugged him, said Knight Rider. Yes. William, shout out to you. T85 says Indy Hartwell beat Anne-Marie Miller on Level Up. Has is that her name? Amar Miller ever appeared on the NXT? I don't know. I haven't been watching, so I don't know. How do you see Diamond Mine playing out? Would love to see Roddy on the main roster. He more than deserves it. He'll probably never reach World Championship, but could be a workhorse. I like Diamond Mine. But it feels like they're splitting up. Feels like they're split. I mean, like, Creeds were upset with Roddy. Kemp's now left. I mean, who's left in Diamond Mine? Is it just Creeds and Ivy Nile? So, I don't know. I don't know. Or will it be Creeds, Roddy, and Ivy Nile, and they'll keep those together? I mean, I like them, and I'd move them up as Diamond Mine. So, yeah. Works for me. Huff Sports Media said, never have I ever wanted to be about any more than now. Retribution said, it would be sinful for me to imagine that and unfair on my future wife. Yeah, but imagine it. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Bow, wow, wow, wow. Hey, Retribution. Do you want to come on over? Yeah. I can lose at least one of these belts by the time you arrive. Bow, wow, wow, wow. I think Madcap Moss is going to be the one to eventually beat Gunther, says Ricker Real. Me Not You said Fish comes back to rejoin Roddy against the Creed brothers when they split. Daze, I hope Mandy also likes women, cross his fingers. James says, oh, shots fired. We're going to have big falling outs in the chat. Oh, we're just trying to keep this all nice and sexy. Yeah, I have done that. I didn't think I'd put the Ricochet thing on. Ricochet wins. Tony beats up Cameron Grimes to the moon. Word you were looking for is brown cow. How now, brown cow? She needs to move her UK title, says Marveland. Is that the one you want to lose? You want to lose the UK one? What's that one? What's that covering? Oh, okay. That's not as bad. I thought you might have gone really perv. I thought you might have been a real perv. She's got to lose the bottom one. Oh, yeah. It's a shame that you can't, like, get a coin, do you know what I mean? Scratch them off. Maybe that could be an idea for WWE Shop. Next time I see him, it's on site. Creeds are upset with DK. And I don't mean Donkey Kong. Damon or no Damon, these are ours. WWE Universe will pick the stipulation. Oh, bad language. Really bad language. So is it going to be pretty deadly against Creeds next week? Here's Axiom. We are going to our next match. Axiom is about to face Nathan Fraser. It's a weird little entrance, isn't it? Right. Creeds and Pretty Deadly. Next week. AWC Legend, the streamer switched to TV14. Bow, wow, wow, wow. Julius just swore, that's sexy. Sports Media said he wants to be in the pool with that picture. Now that's different level simping. Listen, I keep looking at this picture. I just want to have a go on that chair. I mean, imagine curling up in the like a little fetal position. Do you know what I mean? Like a little pup in its basket. I just want to have a go on that. That's what I want to have a go on. I would definitely recommend getting more pillows, though, little more cushions, because 2 doesn't seem enough. I would want to get at least, I reckon you could get at least 3 or 4 extra on there. Like, why is she skimped on the cushions? I don't understand. Does it only come with 2? And if so, why would you not buy more? Because look at that. I mean, you don't want that like wicker on you, do you? I mean, if you're curled up like reading a book, like you've only got 2 cushions to play with. And before you say anything, not those cushions. I'm just saying, like, I would definitely. Someone needs to send her a message saying, your thing in the background, have you ever thought of him buying more cushions? I just don't think she's using it to its ability. I think you can get more out of that. I really do. That's just me. Right, we're underway with Forward Look Better, says Let Him In. Yeah. You're right. I think she knows that as well. Maybe she can't afford them. I don't know how much cushions are. Maybe that's why she's got to do all these sexy pictures. So she got like an OnlyFans and she's maybe trying to save up for more cushions. I don't know. Keep up by both guys. She's already got 2 on her chest. Oh, Jesus. May I say, this stream has done wonders for my health, says William, and I am not going to read anymore. I would Brad Maddox those belts for her, says Joshua. There's people that's going to know what that means. Like me, I know what that means. And I am now on the verge of throwing up. Edward said, I've got my takeaway. Oh my God, no one cares. No one cares. No one cares. Although, what did you get? I got a spicy curry with fried rice and garlic nab bread. What's garlic nab bread? Dropkick by Nathan Frazier. Axiom goes out the ring. Against the rope goes Nathan Frazier. Oh, he gets caught on the ropes. He tries to do a suicide dive. He does. He does get 99% of it. But his legs get all caught in the ropes as he dives through the ropes. He's a lucky boy. He's a lucky boy. That could have gone wrong. Erased Mind says, thank you, Daze. Erased Mind, shout out to you. Daze, maybe on a Wednesday we get Dr. Shelby for AEW. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Nab bread is bread that you nab. So you just take it. Daze, this stream is sponsored by Mandy Rose. How much are pillows? I'll have a little look. Let me just remind myself, what is it we're looking for? Okay. They're like turquoise, aren't they? Turquoise. Well, I keep saying pillows, but the more cushions. Oh, let's have a look. Oh my God. Oh my flipping gods. You're not going to believe this. You are not going to believe this. £8.10. And it's an outdoor cushion as well. An outdoor cushion. £8.10. Let's compare it. That's not bad, is it? That's not bad. You can't tell me that's not bad. Look at that. Look at that in the background. And look at that there. 10%. It was £9. 10% off. £8.10. 5 reviews. And it is 5 out of 5. Plain outdoor cushion aqua. This is the one, isn't it? This is the one. Can I get a screenshot of this? I'll see if I can get a screenshot. Okay, I've taken a screenshot. Win £250 if you join our mailing list to win a £250 gift voucher. Oh, hang on. Wrestling Daze. Hey. Continue shopping. Thanks. Well, there we go. Sorted that out. Well, I've took a screenshot and let's go. Let me see if I can edit the picture. Just going to edit it down a little bit, and then we'll send this over to baby girl. Baby girl, you are on my mind. I hope she appreciates all this flipping work that I've gone through. Bet she doesn't. Okay, done that. Hey, Mandy. Hey, Mandy. Great picture. Of you. Is that pervy? With the belts? I think that's fine. Brackets. The one by the pool. Just in case she doesn't know. Did notice your chair in the background only has 2 cushions, which doesn't feel like enough. I found these on sale, which I thought you might be interested in. Many thanks. No. Kind regards. Daze. I'm doing God's work here. I am doing God's work. God's work. Hey, Mandy. At Mandy Rose. Go. Hashtag NXT. I think that's good enough. Great picture of you with the belt. Brackets the one by the pool. Did notice your chair in the background only has 2 cushions, though, which doesn't feel like enough. I found these on sale, which I thought you might be interested in. Kind regards, Daze. That's nice, that is. That's nice. It's not pervy. Might be useful. Mandy saying, start recognize me. This is wrestling. This is wrestling. This is wrestling. Right, we are underway. We was at commercial break then, by the way. But we are back. Nathan Frazier going for the pin on Axiom. You can't say you're not a simp. I can say I'm not a simp. I'll tell you what I'm a simp for. Good furniture. Good poolside furniture. That's what I'm a simp for. How dare you? How dare you imply that I'm only doing this for sexual reasons? I'm doing it because I am passionate about wicker poolside furniture. Days, next Mandy, next NXT Australian champion, gets the belt stripped down under. Bow chicka wow wow. Nathan Frazier going over. Shooting star, but knees up. Knees up by Axiom. This is a best of 3 series. Axiom grabbing the arm. Nathan Frazier trying to get his foot on the rope. And he does. Stomped there by Axiom. Nathan looking over at Axiom. You warn me about LMK. You will get banned. Please delete. Listen, there's nothing wrong with that tweet. It's not offensive. Is it? If anything, it's helpful. Just saying. Roll through by Frazier. Nice. Boston Crab. A-Kid is a good talent to have, says John. Days, imagine someone taking one of those cushions to get signed by Mandy. Yeah. That wouldn't make... Wouldn't you want to gift it to her? I could sign it and give it to her. That'd be nice for her, actually. Axiom has got his hand on the rope. Imagine if Mandy replies, the only cushion I need is your face. I mean, that would be wild. We're definite. If she does that, don't worry about it. You will hear about it. If Mandy Rose replies with that comment, this community is certain to hear about it for the rest of their lives. Nathan Frazier going over to the corner. Oh, drop kick. What happened to Indian dating website? Did you find anyone special? I didn't, unfortunately. I've not had time. There's been too much drama. There's too much drama this year in the wrestling world. Have you had anything nice to eat? Also, is a grilled cheese sandwich still a grilled cheese sandwich if it is anything but bread, butter, and cheese? What else would you have on it? What else is on it? If you put bacon on it, is it not a grilled cheese and bacon sandwich? Don't know. It's a fun question. Axiom with the win. I think Zoe Stark's going to the main roster soon. Axiom beats Nathan Fraser. I just don't know these people. I don't know who this big body Harvey is. So they're looking over the Gallus door. I'm a big time superstar and you're just the security guards. Security are walking with Gallus. It's going to be our... we've got 17 minutes. It's going to be main event. Tony Khan probably saw that photo of Mandy and asked her if she wants a hug. Is that Bam Margera? I don't think so. Gallus making their way out. One in white is Javier Bernal. Daze is ready to risk it all for Mandy. Here is Gallus. Gallus versus Tyler Bate and Braun Breaker. How long we got left? 16 minutes left. If you and Mandy had a baby, what would you name it? And what if Otis gets mad? Guy, I think you're really getting mixed up here, guys. I am a big fan of the wicker seat in the background of that picture. How we've gone from that to me impregnating Mandy Rose is absolutely beyond me. That's all you. That is all you. That is nothing to do with me. Right, Axiom beats Nathan Fraser. I'll risk it all for the cushions, said Erase Your Mind. Half Sports Media said you should do a photo shoot posing just like Mandy did. Sure, could be fun. Could be on my OnlyFans. Does it get cold on the roof? Yes. I'll risk it all for the cushions. The security guard is Hank Walker. He has wrestled in NXT Level Up as well. T85 Restored said Quincy Elliott is a cross between Velveteen Dream and Viscera. I see through your simping. I know you just want to swim in that pool. What's the water like, actually? I think it was all... Oh, nice, actually. Yeah, I'd swim in that. Is that what? Is that a jacuzzi? Is that a jacuzzi or like a hot tub thing? What is that? Good filtration. Like to see that. That's good. Paving slabs look all right. I mean, it looks nice. In all fairness, it does look nice. I am still worried about the cushion situation. I think it really stands out now. Now that we've like drawn attention to it, I don't think I'm going to be alone. I think there'll be people on my side with the cushion situation. Yeah, good. I don't know what that little thing is. Yeah, I could study this picture for quite a while. And I'm sure I'm not the only man saying that. Do you think Braun should destroy Roman and take the titles? Don't know. I don't know if Braun's the one. Don't know. Daze, a man's greatest weakness is women, and a woman's greatest weakness is wealth. Is that true? James said Tony Khan could have done with those security guards on Sunday to separate Punk and the Elite. Just call them all bleep, and all is solved in the world. Don't forget the overrun. Oh, God, the overrun. Overrun. Mandy and Tiffany Stratton and Raquel on screen for 2 hours, and Luke, this is wrestling, says Kane. Go back to the real pillows. Just there, look. I can zoom in for you, Larry. I didn't realise we had such pillow fans, but this is for Larry. There you go, buds. Wow. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. The real pillows. What is the deal with lacking one cushion and that uncomfortable looking fold out chair by itself? An uncomfortable looking fold out chair. Where? There's two? Do you mean that? You didn't even notice there was two? Come on. Amateur hour. Amateur hour. She's got a whole bench over here, look. Nice. Not those pillows. Quincy. The biggest package. I love Quincy. Super Diva. Why does the Super Diva ride around on a moped? Quincy might change the game. Don't sleep on Quincy Elliott. What's cuter than a boy and his scooter? Mandy's cushions. Super Diva. Love him. The Super Diva. It's 100% true. It was said by our holy prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. What? He said, what's cuter than a boy on a scooter? I did not expect that. Quincy's cushions. Daze, Kevin's right. Who's taking the picture? What picture? What picture? Oh, Mandy's picture. I don't know. Otis? Otis? Oh, yeah! North American Championship defended next week. The NXT universe doesn't decide who I defend my title against next week. I decide. So there's going to be a vote next week. So vote for North American. Who is the biggest star? It's going to be Braun, innit? It's going to be Braun. NXT Tag Team Championship. The WWE Universe will choose the stip. Stipulation. We've also got Tony and Stax taking on Cameron Grimes and a mystery partner. Is our main event then. Big Strong Boy coming out. Bum. Is Gallus already out there, are they? Whose vote is this? Anyone can vote. Anyone can vote. Just make sure you pick the person that CM Punk wants you to pick, otherwise he is going to freak out. Next week's show looks better than tonight. This show has sucked. I'm only going to give it a 2, says Scott. Huff said, if I could have one wish, it would be for me to be reincarnated as one of those belts. If I could only have one wish, it would be that Mandy Rose would get a few extra pillows. I keep saying pillows? The cushions? Oh my God, I'm a disgrace. Imagine if Sarah Schreiber recreated that photo. I'm surprised Sarah Schreiber didn't interrupt that photo. Dave Sportsmania wants to be reincarnated as one of those belts. Yes. Imagine Paige having those belts. Diamond Dallas Page. Hangman Page. Hangman Page, Kane. Sure. Days, when are you turning heel? You're getting stale as a babyface. When am I turning babyface? That's the question. Nelson, shout out to you, my friend. Appreciate the support. We are into the overrun. Mandy Rose replied. God. You try to help someone out, eh? I was referring to my previous comment that a man's greatest weakness is a woman and a woman's is wealth. Days, I'm the person you met at Smith's that day. You was dressed like a woman. I think you dreamt that. Right, we are underway with our main event. Gallus versus Tyler Bate and Bron Breakker. Imagine Natalia with those belts. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Bron in there. Coffee over in the corner. Up goes Tyler Bate. Bate jumps over the top. Just one count. My question is, had Punk done this in WWE, would Taker be taping his fists? Back in the day, maybe. Big strong boy chance. Tyler goes over in the corner. Strike by Coffee. In comes... Oh, there is no Wolfgang. Yeah, Wolfgang not involved in this. Wade Barrett, Stu Bennett, just saying that he expects Wolfgang to be getting involved. We've got a bit more information about that segment earlier. There was a little graphic that just came up. So the Ariana Grace. They just announced the tag match for next week. Nice teamwork with Tyler Bate and Bron Breakker. Suplex. Tyler Bate going against the ropes. Nice arm drag. So Zoe Stark and Nikita Lyon taking on Ariana Grace and Kiana James. So that match announced next week as well. Bate and Breakker are in control. Ariana Grace and... what was her name? Kiera James? Versus Lyons and Stark. Days, Trini and I are married. Well done. Many congrats. Who is sexier, Mandy Rose or Anna Jay? I can't answer that. I don't see female wrestlers in that way. I am just very focused, and I can't stress this enough, on soft furnishings. Tony Khan or Vince recreating that photo. If Tony Khan recreated that photo, and sold signed 8x10s, he would not need CM Punk. Because he would generate more money that way than CM Punk will ever generate for him. So it's a good suggestion. What if Grimes' tag partner is Santos has an official goodbye to NXT? I think Escobar's gone, hasn't he? I feel like he's already done. I'm not expecting that. I think he's done. I don't know who it could be. I don't know. When's Odyssey Jones back? When's Odyssey Jones coming back? I miss him. He was good. Imagine Linda recreating that. Now we're talking. 50 Shades of Mandy, says Elizabeth. Beastie Boy said, okay, what's more comfy, a memory foam mattress or those turquoise cushions? I've got a memory foam mattress. It's nice. I'd go memory foam. I'll go memory foam. That's my honest answer. There's not enough cushions, to be honest. If there was like at least 5 or 6 more cushions, then maybe that would be more comfortable. But right now, it's lacking. We are at commercial break, and we are going to go to our final part of the show. We will do... I'm probably not going to spend too long on the review. I mean, I could be in the minority, but this show hasn't blown my mind. But still some nice moments. Still a great match. The flipping Roxanne match was the absolute highlight. Imagine Attitude Era Steph recreating that picture, says Kane. Could it be someone from NXT UK? That now we're talking. Now we're talking. I like, yeah. That'll be good, actually. Who do you think it is? Good question to the chat. Who do you think is Cameron Grimes' partner next week? Definitely setting it up to be a surprise. Yeah, good. Could be like an unknown, though, couldn't it? But I feel like if it was an unknown, you wouldn't make it a surprise. You wouldn't make it a mystery. Wolfgang grabbing Tyler Bate, driving him into the corner. Cameron's tag team partner could be an NXT UK star, says Joe. Austin said it won't be a long review because most of your attention was on that Mandy picture. That's also true. Imagine Beth Phoenix recreating that photo. Boom. Imagine Ace Steel recreating that photo. Sexy. Days 50 Shades of Linda. CM Punk is the mystery partner. Trent Seven, LMAO. Not everything has got to be Wyndham. Oh, Bray! It's going to be Bray! It's going to be Bray Wyatt! Ah, yowie wowie! Yowie wowie! He's coming back to NXT. Let him in. He's outside, knocking on the door. Let him in. Big back body drop. Tyler Bate goes down. Elbow drop. Gallus looking for the pin. Look at Wolfgang. Wolfgang jumping up and down like a flipping 7-year-old girl that's just been given sweets. When he thought that 3 count was just about to happen, bouncing up and down with joy. That was my reaction when I saw that Mandy picture. The Universe choosing the challenger for the North American Championship. Ace stealing those belts. Picture it, Trini. I want you to really, really picture it. In fact, what I might do is I might even take that picture and I might Photoshop it. I might Photoshop different people onto it. Yeah. Where's Ace Steel? Hank Walker. God, you've got to be careful with that name, haven't you? There's a lot that can go wrong with that name. Hank Walker. is in action next week. Hank Walker. Stop it! Ace Steel. Where is he? Where's the biter? Ace the Biter Steel. Biter, biter, biter. Imagine Daze recreating that picture. Oh, yeah. Go on, guys. Imagine it right now. Gonna need a bigger belt. Over the top comes Braun. Against the ropes, Braun Breaker looking for a clothesline. Braun is taking control here. What time is it? 3 minutes past. Probably got a few minutes to go. Breaker gets caught from behind. Half Nelson looking for a slam. Spinebuster. Nice work by Braun. I have a picture of Ace Steel. I wasn't going to do this, but seeing the great reaction from Trini kind of feels like she demanded it. Double axe handle. Bop and bang. Spear by Braun. Spear by Braun. Tyler Bate. Looking for the Tyler driver. Gets it. 1, 2, 3. And it's a win. It's a win to the surprise of absolutely no one. Ba, ba, ba. Oh, this is nice. I've done such a good job with this. Done. Trini Daze is a bully. I'll show you the picture. Good win for Tyler Bate and Braun. Oh, JD Manamana is attacking. JD Manamana. He's an angry little thing, isn't he? Boo! Crowd booing. There's the pillows. I don't know if this has changed over, to be honest. JD Manamana attacking from behind. We're going to find out if this is the one or not. So I don't even know if this is the right picture. I made it so big. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah! Sexy. Everything about you so sexy. You don't even know what you've got. You're really hitting the spot. Wow. Biter, 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 biter. Nom, 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 nom. That is hot, man. I love how intense it is. I mean, it looks playful, but the body looks playful. The face looks intense. And in all fairness, that is what I look for in a woman. Playful body, intense face. Ah! Don't come near my wife, I'm gonna bite ya! Love it. Love it. That needs to go on Twitter, says Just Nick. This is wrestling. This is wrestling. I expect you lot to Photoshop that picture and send me all your wonderful creations. I feel like this image is just going to be a GIF that's just going to keep on flipping giving. It's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It's nice to have a horror film. I mean, for Ace, if you are watching, no offense, don't bite me. Not that you could anyway, because I'm in the UK. Weirdo. Who bites a man? Weirdo. What are they like, eh? What are they like? These modern wrestlers. I'm going to go anyway. I need to get ready for the review. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Shout out to Biter McGrew. And I will see you again, hopefully very soon. Bye for now.